Hello everyone, now let's go to Oliver Twist again and now to chapter 17. Don't forget, okay, I divide every chapter into three parts. The first lesson I will read the chapter twice, one time, that's enough. In English while you follow me and then you read it in Arabic. Second, I will read the question and explain them, and you will be given enough time to write your answer. Third, I will read the text again and provide the correct answers so you can compare them with your own. Now let's go to chapter 17 of Oliver Twist. Course 5, Lesson 49, Oliver Twist, Chapter 17, A Plain Gold Ring. Mr. Bumble had been married to the former Mrs. Carney for 2 months. Then one evening they had an argument. At first, Mrs. Bumble had tried to shame her husband into giving in by whimpering and crying. When that had no effect, she had knocked him off his chair. Mr. Bumble left the house. The fight with his wife had made him thirsty, so he went to a public house. A tall stranger was the only other customer. "I think I have seen you before, if I'm not mistaken. You were once a beadle. You are Mr. Bumble, are you not?" asked the stranger. "I am," said Mr. Bumble, surprised and curious. The stranger sat down next to Mr. Bumble. "I came here today to look for you," he said. "What luck that you walked into this very room at this moment. I need some information, and I'll pay you well for it. Do you remember a workhouse boy who was apprenticed to an undertaker? A boy who later ran away to London." "Why, you mean Oliver Twist?" cried Mr. Bumble. "That young rascal? It's not him I want to hear about. I've heard enough of him," said the stranger. "It's a woman I want to know about, the old gray-haired woman who took care of his mother." Mr. Bumble told the stranger that old Sally had died, but he said his wife had heard a secret from her shortly before she passed away. "Bring your wife to see me at 9 o'clock tomorrow evening," the stranger said excitedly. He wrote down an address on a scrap of paper. "Ask for Monks." The next night Mr. and Mrs. Bumble went to the address Monks had given them. "Now," said Monks, as they sat down, "the sooner we come to our business, the better." Mrs. Bumble eyed him greedily. But the first question," she said slyly. "How much is the information worth to you?" "Maybe £20," said Monks. "Give me £25 and I'll tell you all." "Not a word before," snapped Mrs. Bumble. After some argument, Monks counted out 25 gold pounds onto the table. "Now let's hear your story," he demanded. "Old Sally told me she stole something from Oliver Twist's dead mother," Mrs. Bumble said. "Before Sally could say anything else, she died, without another word. But I found a pawn ticket in her apron pocket. This is what I got for it." She threw a small leather bag on the table. Monks tore it open with trembling hands. It contained a small gold locket which held 2 locks of hair and a gold wedding band. "The name Agnes is engraved on the inside," said Mrs. Bumble. "There is a space left blank for the last name. You can see there is also a date, a year before the boy Oliver Twist was born. Monks was satisfied. Thank you for the information, he said. I'll take the locket and its contents now, and if we meet again, we don't know each other. Do you understand? You may count on it, Mr. Bumble assured him. Then he and Mrs. Bumble left quickly. A few days later, Monks went to see Fagin. Nancy happened to be at Fagin Place on an errand for Bill Sykes. Monks frowned when he saw her. I need to talk to you alone, he said to Fagin. We'll be right back, Fagin told Nancy. Then he took Monks into another room. As soon as they left, however, Nancy slipped off her shoes, tiptoed after them, and listened at the door. The next day, Bill Sykes noticed that Nancy was unusually pale. There was a strange fire in her eyes. You look awful. What's wrong? He asked. Nothing at all, said Nancy. Why do you look at me so hard, Bill? Get me a drink, girl, Bill grumbled, and put on your own face, or I'll change it so much you won't know it. Nancy poured his drink while keeping her back to him. Bill was suspicious. But then he thought to himself, she wouldn't. No. Why, there ain't a more loyal-hearted woman around, or I'd have cut her throat long ago. She brought him the drink, and he drank it down. Soon he was in a deep, heavy sleep. The drug has taken effect. Nancy said to herself, but I may be too late, even now. She ran outside. In an hour she was on a quiet street in a rich part of town. She knocked at the door of a family hotel. I need to see Miss Maylie, who is staying here, she said. The maid who had opened the door hesitated. Nancy's clothes were rumpled and dirty. Her hair was wild, but she finally let Nancy in and took her up to a small room. Soon Rose Maylie came in the door. Yes, miss, I'm the person you asked for, Rose said politely. Is that door shut? Nancy asked nervously. Yes, said Rose. Why? Because, said the girl, I'm about to put my life and the lives of others in your hands. I'm the girl that dragged little Oliver back to Fagin's the night he left Mr. Brownlow's house. You? Rose cried in amazement. I, lady, said Nancy. Do you know a man named Monks? No, said Rose. Well, he knows you, said the girl. He also knows you are staying here. That is how I found you. Some time ago, I listened to him as he was talking to Fagin. Monks had seen Oliver with two of Fagin's boys the day he was taken to the police station. He struck a bargain with Fagin. If Fagin got the boy back, he would be paid. If Fagin made Oliver into a thief, he would be paid even more. Then I saw no more of Monks, not until last night. Here Nancy stopped and looked around uneasily, for the vision of Sykes haunted her away always. Then she went on. Last night Monks came again. I listened at the door. Monks said that he had thrown all proof of Oliver's identity into the bottom of the river. He said he could get all of Oliver's money now, but he'd rather have had it the other way. He wished he could have had Oliver jailed as a thief, but Monks swore he'd be watching Oliver for the rest of his life. He said, You've never seen such traps as I lay for my young brother, Oliver. His brother? Rose exclaimed. Yes, said Nancy. And now I must leave. I must get home before anyone thinks I have come on such an errand. Home, cried Rose. You must not go back to the companions you paint in such terrible colors. I beg you, my dear, tell the gentleman in the next room your story. Then you can be taken to a place of safety within an hour. Lady, Nancy said mournfully, if I had this chance years ago, I might I might have turned away from a life of sin and sorrow. But it is too late. No, Rose cried. It is never too late. It is, the girl said flatly. I must go now. But where can I find you again when it is necessary? Rose asked. Every Sunday night from 11 until the clock strikes 12, said the girl, I will walk on London Bridge. If I am alive. She moved toward the door. Won't you stay for another moment? Rose pleaded. Think about your life and the chance you have to escape it. What can keep you there? There is no cure for a woman such as I who has no friends, Nancy said sadly. It is too late. I have let a dangerous man fill the place in my heart that has been a blank all my life. Nancy turned to the door. Bless you, sweet lady, she said. May God send as much happiness on your head as I have brought shame on mine. Then sobbing, Nancy bolted out of the room and ran out to the street. Rose spent a sleepless, anxious night. She knew she must tell someone what Nancy had told her. Harry Maylie seemed the best choice. When morning came, she sat down to write him a letter. She took up her pen 50 times and laid it down again, without writing a single word. Suddenly Oliver came running into the room. He seemed very excited. On a walk with Giles, he had seen Mr. Brownlow get out of a coach and enter a house. Giles had written down the address. Right away, Rose sent for a coach, and she and Oliver drove to Mr. Brownlow's house. What a happy reunion it was! Mr. Brownlow was delighted to see Oliver again, and he was relieved to hear from Rose's lips that the boy was innocent of any wrongdoing. As for Mrs. Bedwin, the housekeeper, she had never doubted Oliver's goodness for a moment. Now I want you to read the Arabic translation. Okay, thanks a lot for today.